You made me think too, which is a good thing. Brain health in action.
That's what I'm doing. See how I'm doing that?
See?
Saving lives right here, one episode at a time. Welcome to another episode of Riding with Jonathan. I am your host, Jonathan Larsen, and today I am with Melanie Gaebe from the Alzheimer's Association. Welcome.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for having me.
And so, we were talking before, and this was your bucket list.
Yes, I have always wanted to go tool around in an old school VW bus, so check mark.
Wow. Now you got room for other stuff in your bucket now.
Absolutely. It's always getting full.
Yeah.
I do stuff, I take stuff out of the bucket, and stuff goes right back in.
So, since you've always wanted to do it, or for a long time, like, how does it compare, how is reality compared to what you thought it would be like?
Reality, we're in Bismarck. The books that I always read that had the Volkswagen bus in them that made it seem so glamorous, we're all set in Europe, so, you know, a little different there.
Okay.
But...
Or Southern California or something like that.
Exactly. But considering that we're in Bismarck, which Bismarck is beautiful in the fall, it's amazing, the trees are turning, but it's so cool.
So cool.
It's so cool.
Well, you're right up, I mean,
yeah, there's
it's hard
nothing.
to tell. There's nothing there. There's like, that's your feet, and then you're there.
Absolutely. Makes you feel a little bit closer to the action.
Yeah. They say people would drive better if they all drove like they were in a Volkswagen bus, because there's no room. Like, you run into something and you're running into something.
Yep, there's no way to tailgate in this thing because you are literally sitting in the back seat with them.
Yeah. So that's good. So Melanie, tell us a little bit about what you do. What is your position and what you do and things of that nature? Absolutely.
So I am the North Dakota Policy Director for the Alzheimer's Association, and so we're actually a dual state chapter. We've got chapters all over the nation, and Minnesota and North Dakota are together.
Okay.
So I do all of the policy and advocacy work on the North Dakota side of the river, which means working with the legislature, lobbying, helping draft bills, really helping move the policy needle so we can better serve people living with dementia and their caregivers.
Okay.
And eventually, one day, our goal is to have a cure. That's the driving factor behind everything we do. If it's policy and advocacy, the programming we do, development. You can see I'm wearing this year's walk shirt. So this is the 2025 walk shirt.
Has it been released yet or not?
Yes, so we are about halfway through walk season in North Dakota. We've got 2 down, 2 to go.
Okay.
And they've been amazing. We've had wonderful crowds so far. And as soon as you raise $100 on your personal page, you get your walk shirt.
Nice, okay.
Mine just happens to have gotten here in time for the walk that I'm actually registered for. I'm a team captain in the Bismarck walk with team Until the Cows Come Home.
Okay.
Because I live in New Salem.
Okay.
Most of my family grew up there, settled the town. It's kind of a family connection to the New Salem Holsteins and Salem Soup up on the hill. And so I figured Until the Cows Came Home was pretty appropriate for my walk team, because we're not stopping looking for a cure until we either have it or the cows come home.
Which is an old expression that not everybody really knows, but it is a very common one out in these parts.
Absolutely.
It's just one of those fun things that we say out here. Oh, look at that.
Speaking of, you found a house with fantastic Halloween decorations.
Yeah, so we can point that out.
I love it.
It's crazy what they got going there.
Wow.
You just never know what we'll see on these rides as we're just cruising around.
The real question is, do they turn him into a Santa Claus or a Krampus after Halloween?
Yeah. Do they dual purpose?
I'm gonna have to come back up here and find out.
Like the Easter Bunny? Like a 10-foot Easter Bunny just sitting out there like, oh, that's a little scary.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
But then I remember the Easter Bunnies in the costumes in the mall from the 80s.
And they were a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, like, a little scruffy, a little
rough, yeah.
It smelled a little funny.
Yeah. You had to want that. Like,
you did. You had to be serious.
You'd be like, okay, we can do this. We can do this, Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so you're doing the policy on that. You have these walks coming up that you're doing. What else? I mean, so you're in North Dakota and Minnesota.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
And then there's chapters obviously all over the United States with this and stuff like that. How closely do you work with other chapters?
We work relatively close, depending on different things. My favorite is calling I play phone a friend.
Okay.
When I want to do something with our legislature or a policy change, or we're trying a new way to reach out to get new advocates, which is difficult in the Midwest because none of us want to share our stories.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
We don't talk about those things in public. I'll call my colleagues, and I'll even go out and ask our home office team, hey, do you know anybody who's worked on this issue in their legislature on getting funding for research? And they can pull from their records and connect me to whichever states, especially states that have similar legislature makeups to ours.
Okay, sure.
And this is how it worked, this is why it didn't work, this is all of the pitfalls, and then I can actually start pulling from other people's experience to help us be more successful.
Oh, okay, sure.
And so it's a really nice network to have when you're working on major policy bills.
Okay.
Because it kind of helps us avoid some of those pitfalls that we don't necessarily even think about because we haven't tried it before.
Correct.
And so we can work a little bit that way, and we've done the same. I've shared our law with a lot of people in the nation who are really curious about how we have a dementia care services program.
Okay, sure.
Which is fairly unique. We're one of a handful of states that has, in law, the dementia care services program.
All right, and what does that cover?
So that is really supporting caregivers and people who live with dementia. It's been in law for 15 years now. So when North Dakota did this, they were really ahead of the curve and knew that we needed to help support people, especially caregivers of people living with dementia, because it is so hard day to day and hour to hour sometimes. And what that program does is it provides at no cost to our constituents there's education on what to expect with Alzheimer's and dementia as the disease progresses.
Okay.
There's education for professionals, so we do a lot of work with practitioners, with clinicians, with law enforcement, that sort of thing, to help people understand what this disease looks like, what happens when you have it, and how to talk to people who are living with the disease, and making it just a little easier. It's a hard enough disease. We can help make it easier with the work we're doing.
Absolutely.
But because of the law that we have, which also provides a grant that we receive, so we get a grant from the state of North Dakota to provide these services free of cost. And one of the really special things we can do here because of that are in-person care consultations.
Okay.
And so our staff will go meet with people. It can be families who are caregiving. We even go and meet in long-term care. So if a facility is having some sort of a difficult time with a resident who has dementia, we can go in and kind of help them troubleshoot and be that outside set of eyes looking at a situation and have that knowledge, because all of our work is evidence-based. All of our educations, all of the things we do and provide, it's all evidence-based. We've done research, we've done the due diligence to make sure we're providing amazing resources to people living with this disease and their caregivers. So it's been really exciting. I only started with the association about 3.5 years ago, and so it's been a really exciting learning curve for me to get up to speed on all of these things and the work we do. and knowing how important it is to our legislators to continue supporting people with dementia and their caregivers is a really big boost to the work we do.
So this is kind of political. I mean, your position, I mean, you're campaigning, you're doing stuff like that. So were you into that before you took this position? Was that something that you were like, I really like knowing about policy and law and how that works? I mean, because that's something you got to really want to know about. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
To get in there, there's kind of a learning curve and to play the game, so to speak.
It takes a special sort of person to love this kind of work.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I didn't know I was one of those people for the longest time. So I spent the bulk of my life working in kitchens. I was a cook in restaurants, long-term care, bakeries. I can't tell you how many thousands of dozens of donuts I have fried in my life.
Okay.
And the last place I worked was here in Bismarck. And for anyone who's worked in long-term care, food is always the one thing that everyone complains about.
Yeah.
Because it's never as good as what you made at home.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to have a thick skin if you're going to cook for, especially, you know, some little old German ladies who used to cook for, you know, 52 of their nearest and dearest during harvest season and only like their cooking.
Yeah.
You get a thick skin. And so the last facility I worked at, I was downstairs in the kitchen finishing up my shift, and the chaplain came downstairs, and we had just finished the Bible study.
There's a Capitol right there.
Yep. Yes.
I don't know if I'll get it on film.
You know what? It actually factors into this story.
Really? Okay.
It does, so this is perfect timing. So my very last hurrah moment at this facility, I was working, the chaplain comes in and she says, we just finished Bible study and I have to tell you something. And in the back of my mind, I'm like putting on my armor because she just got done talking to the little German ladies who hate everyone's cooking. And she says, I just got done with Bible study. And when I asked the ladies what they wanted to pray for today, they said we don't have to pray for good food because we finally have a good cook.
Oh, wow.
Which was the day I decided I had to hang up my hairnet because there's nowhere you can go from there but down.
Yeah.
The next thing you do is disappoint all of them. Like, that's the only option.
Just like that,
It's
yeah.
just like, oh, I have to hang up my hairnet. And, you know, after 20 years of being a cook, it took a toll and it was time for me to shift gears. But that very day, I put in an application to work for the state agriculture department.
Okay.
And my only qualification, because I was really smart in my 20s, and I got an English degree with no teaching certificate from a land-grant university. So, so smart. I made great decisions.
Yeah.
And had never used it at this point. And I applied thinking, you know, the minimum requirement is an English degree, and I have one of those, so let's go for it. And lo and behold, they hired me to be a policy analyst.
Okay.
So I did policy and research analysis for the Agriculture Commissioner for nearly 7 years.
Wow.
And in the process, I fell so in love with policy and the process and all of the things that came along with a legislative session that I actually went back and got a master's degree in political science.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so, you know, when I was in my 20s, if somebody would have told me, you are going to find your thing, the thing you want to do when you grow up, you're going to find that when you're in your 30s working for the North Dakota Agriculture Department, I'd have laughed them out of the room.
Yeah.
And it turns out it was the perfect fit.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of people, and you have to embrace it.
Absolutely.
Like, you can't be like, no, I'm too old to start over or to do something different. You can't, because you just never know where that's going to lead and where that's going to end up. And I mean, it's awesome.
And so then after nearly 7 years, that's exactly what happened. It was time to switch again. It was time to make a change.
Okay.
And I got hired at the Alzheimer's Association.
And you're doing somewhat of the same thing for them, basically.
Yes.
I mean,
but the best part about this job is that we're not partisan. So I don't care what letter is behind your name on a ballot.
Absolutely.
I don't care what letter is behind the name you voted for.
Yeah.
Because this disease affects everyone.
Yeah.
It does not discriminate. Almost everybody you talk to has, either in their personal life or their professional life, been impacted by Alzheimer's or another kind of dementia. And that just kind of bridges everything.
Yeah.
People who can't agree on anything else can all come together and agree that we need to fund research, we need to do the work, we need a cure for this, and we need to figure this out. Because
Absolutely.
we've all been there. And it is absolutely wild to think that we're making that progress right now.
Yeah.
Like right now as we speak, I tell people that, so I also do research presentations. I go out and I talk about all of the new updated research that
I just want to point out how like energetic you are about talking about this. Like everybody's like, oh man, she's so bubbly and it's a research project, but you're just like, I get to do this. My daughter has to do one for school and she's not looking forward to it. But if she saw your attitude towards it, she'd be like, what am I missing here? You know? So go ahead. I just want to interrupt you and point out like, hey, and another good view of the Capitol. I'm just kind of cruising around on this. So, okay, go ahead. Do your research thing.
So, when I first started at the association, like I had lived my entire life. I grew up knowing that just like my grandma and my great-grandma and all of the grandmas before them, I would get Alzheimer's disease.
Okay.
We don't carry the predetermined gene, which less than 1% of the population does. So just so y'all know, just because it runs in the family doesn't guarantee you're going to get it. But that's what I knew at that time.
You got kids on this side. I can't show them because YouTube will ding me, but they are waving.
Yes.
They're doing sidewalk chalk.
And so the work I'm doing, that's why I'm so excited. Because little people like that, I don't want them to ever have to go through what so many millions of people have already gone through with this disease.
Absolutely.
And the joy of this, and the reason I'm so excited about it, is because when I first started, I went from knowing that there was nothing I could do about the fact that I was going to get Alzheimer's disease, to suddenly knowing, because right around the same time I started, FDA approved the very first ever treatment that slows down the progress of Alzheimer's disease.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And now, 3.5 years later, we have more treatments, and we have research that actually, clinical trials that uphold the risk reduction that we can do to lower our risk of developing dementia. And so it's a super exciting time and just this amazingly hopeful time around this disease that we've never really had before. And that's what makes me so excited about it. I get like goosebumps just thinking about the fact that we have so much research going on right now. And that's where our fundraising goes. Our fundraising goes to research and care and support for people living with the disease and their caregivers, and to changing policy to make life easier and to support those people better. So when we talk about the walk or our new one, it's not necessarily new, but you might love this as an auctioneer. We have kind of a build your own adventure fundraiser. It's all year long, and it has just come out with a new name called Do What You Love to End Alz.
Wow.
And so you can take anything that you love doing and turn it into a fundraiser. We've got people who play bridge, we've got people who video game, we've got all sorts of different things. We actually had a Polka Fest here in Bismarck last year to do this, and it all is going back to support that whole idea of let's find a cure for this disease. Let's figure out how to stop any other families from having to go through this.
No, you're good. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're just making it so it doesn't have to be a walk, it doesn't have to be a gala, it doesn't have to be, it can be whatever that you're passionate about.
Absolutely.
You can be a part of this and to help that out.
We have somebody has jigsaw puzzle competitions.
I've seen it. My wife's really good at that, and she doesn't compete. But my sister and her, they kind of do at Christmas. We get puzzles all the time from my parents, And like they'll put them together and it'll be like less than a day, you know, just a couple hours, and they'll have it. And I think they should do that. I think there should be more of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so the best part about that is if you're especially doing it competitively and you're trying to, you know, beat somebody in it, building puzzles is a great thing to do for your brain health.
And
anything strategic, if you play chess, most card games, especially my family plays a lot of Pinochle.
Okay.
And so a lot of strategy.
Yep.
If you do those kinds of things, you're actually doing a really good thing for your brain health.
And so that does good. Do your puzzles, people.
Yes.
And play your card games or your strategy games. And stop
absolutely.
scrolling.
Absolutely.
After this video, then this will be it. Then like and subscribe, and then
Then these videos will just be your break while you're in the middle of puzzles when you need to take a little brain break.
To get your eyes to refocus, you know, on that.
I do puzzles every morning. I've got a few different games that I play just to
kick my brain. Do you do
them
on your phone or in person?
I do them on my phone. I've got I'm on just over 1,400 days on my Duolingo streak.
Okay.
Which is language is one of those really good things for getting those brain neurons firing. But they've also included chess now, so you can learn chess on Duolingo, which is interesting for those of you who have that app. But then I also have one where I'm doing word connections. You have to group the words together based on whatever the connection is between them. And that one is sometimes difficult because it's not always real clear. You find out what the connection is and you're like, are you sure about that? It's kind of a stretch.
But it makes you really think.
Yes.
See it, okay.
Yep, anything that gets your brain going.
Not like Candy Crush or whatever that is where you're...
There's not quite as much strategy involved. I consider that one to be a little bit more mindless. I have a couple of merge games like that I play at the end of the day.
I don't play any of them. I'm not good at anything like that. I'd be like, I don't know what to do here. But
super cool is that social engagement. So talking to people, learning new things.
Yep.
Your day-to-day of learning new things from all of the people that you're meeting.
Yeah, so...
Your brain health is... so benefiting from this.
I'm glad I'm not having to put a puzzle together. But yeah, even though they're not going to come out at the same time, today I have six rides that we're going to do with people I don't necessarily know everything about it. Like you, we just met, and I've seen you at the conference that I was talking about. I did see you there. And so I kind of knew who you were more.
That one's fun.
Yeah. It's also garbage day in this neighborhood, and so they all got their garbage cans up, and so that's kind of fun. I mean, and I try to keep my brain, but I do sometimes endlessly scroll. I do like to read,
I think we're
and
all
I like
guilty
to do
of that.
But I do find myself on those shorts, and you just get stuck. You're like, but one more, and they know that obviously because that's why they create it that way, and it just releases that, and we think, oh, we deserve this. But if I just sit down and just grab a book, I would be just better off. You know,
absolutely.
If I just pick up my book first, I'll be happy and I'll enjoy that as well.
Yep.
And so that's interesting that you talk about that, like how we have to keep our brain active. And my mom works in a nursing home, and you'll just see some people there are super active, like always moving, always doing something, and that's why, because once you stop, then your body really shuts down. I have a tenant, I don't think he's watching this, but I have a tenant, 93 years old, and he does all my maintenance on my properties when I'm not there. If I have a problem, he buys vacuum cleaners for really cheap and fixes them and sells them. And he just does whatever he can to keep his mind sharp. You know what I mean? Like you just got to stay active, and and I think, unfortunately, TV and social media, that's going to keep us. It's going to keep us down. So we got to kind of fight that a little bit, and make sure we're doing what you're saying, like the puzzles and stuff. So
and the idea of staying active, that is one of the best things we can do. Intentional movement every day is going to make a huge difference. One of our favorite sayings is, if it's good for your heart, it's good for your brain.
Okay.
So don't skip cardio.
No.
But you should still do leg day too, because the clinical trial that I was talking about earlier, the combination of exercise that they used that showed extraordinary results in reducing the risk of dementia was a combination of cardio, strength training, and stretching and balance.
Okay, wow, okay.
So working all of those different ways your muscles work is really important for your brain health.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I need to exercise
Tips
more.
and tricks. Don't we all?
I ride my bike, and I haven't done it for a while, but I enjoy riding my bike and doing that kind of stuff. I don't do like a lot of weight training, and I do different stuff.
Yeah.
But
riding a bicycle that is not stationary is also really good for balance.
Very true. Yeah.
So you're working that even though you're not necessarily doing something like yoga. So
yeah, I don't think I'll get into yoga yet. That's more flexibility and a lot of balance and a lot of But it does seem like something that would be good to, for that. I mean, we all need more of that. As we're sitting in this bus, in this rigid vehicle, just bouncing around, just, getting beat up. I mean, and more people, another kid.
I will say though, the best thing you can do is what you're going to be consistent at. So if yoga's not going to be your thing, there's no shame in that, because if you don't like it, you're not going to keep doing it consistently.
Exactly.
So it's not going to give you the benefits. But if you think, well, it's too quiet, it's too slow, whatever, there are some people who do heavy metal yoga, so just saying.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a thing, and it's out there, and you can find videos on YouTube.
I have a friend of ours, she does goat yoga.
Yes.
And so
I get distracted by the goats.
you just get down on the ground and let these goats like climb all over you, and I mean, that's a good time. For those of us that are around animals and stuff like that, we're like, well, whatever. But
I would get distracted. That and puppy yoga, I would get so distracted by those things that it just wouldn't be beneficial at all. I'd be just like playing with the dog instead of doing the actual yoga routine. But
yeah. So I'm pulling over, and we're in this little parking lot in the shade because it's not warm yet, but we're going to
get there.
We're going to do this thing called rapid questions.
Okay.
And this is easy. I just hope it starts again. This is when I'm going to ask you questions. You can answer them as rapidly as you want.
Okay.
Or some people take their time, but these are all questions that you should know. And if you don't know, even if you say the answer, we don't know, and I'm not going to challenge you on them. I'm not going to ask you, are you sure?
Perfect.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is your bed made right now?
Yes.
All right. What was the best decision you've made in your career?
Switching my career.
To this?
To this.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. What is your coffee order?
I don't get coffee like at coffee shops. I get chai lattes.
Okay. And I have to change this one up because it confuses people because I have the word Starbucks in it. But I want to know what your Starbucks name is. But when somebody asks you for your name, when you put in an order, do you have another name that you use?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But I used to be Cindy.
Cindy.
Yes.
Sweet. Finally, somebody had one. I've asked this question, and people are like, I don't go to Starbucks, or I don't do that. And I'm like, no. But like, even if you go to Culver's or if you go somewhere, they go, what's your name? Cindy.
Yep.
All right. What is your favorite movie?
Tombstone.
Okay. All right. And there's nothing wrong with it. There are several ones, but okay. Tombstone. Karaoke song. If you were going to do a karaoke song, what would that be?
Anything Journey.
All right. Just don't stop believing. Favorite CD or album in high school?
The Black Album.
For
Metallica.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay.
I literally I wore out the cassette.
Yep.
I wore out the CD. And I'm on I think I wore out 2 of the CDs, and now I've got the digital. So
now you should be good, but
in theory, but if I can find it on vinyl, I'm totally going there.
Yes. And I just talked in my last podcast that or my episode or whatever these are, and one of them that vinyl supposedly is the most pure, that has the
Absolutely.
most sound with it, if you have good equipment.
Yes.
And I don't know if that made it into the video that we were talking about. It's probably in the outtakes, and you guys will never see it, and you won't know what I'm talking about. First job.
I was a dishwasher at the restaurant my mom managed.
Okay. So back into the hospitality
Absolutely.
area. And morning person or night owl?
It flips. Sometimes I'm a night owl and sometimes I'm a morning person.
Okay.
Lately, I've been more of a night owl.
Okay.
But about 6 months ago, I was awake at 4 o'clock every morning.
Okay.
Which maybe some people might still consider that to be a night owl. I just took a nap, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay. Favorite type of work bag or purse?
Anything big enough to carry all of the things I need.
Yeah, because you have a big tote bag right now.
I have a great big tote bag, and because I'm responsible for the entire state.
Yep.
My car is my basic office.
Okay.
I have a physical one, but my car is where I spend
You
most
keep
of my
a
time.
lot of your stuff in there.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this would be good because you're a cook. Favorite meal?
Oh. I hate to say it because, again, it depends. If it's at home and we're doing a family thing, then it has to be Schupnudler because...
Say it slower and say it one more time. What?
Schupnudler. So it's basically fried potatoes and dumplings.
Okay.
And then you eat it with... We usually put maple syrup on it. And
Of course.
Is delicious, and it is so stick to your ribs. But if I'm out and about, I love to find a good curry. A good curry restaurant is like super spicy, on top of my list.
I can try it. I've done it. You know, you go sometimes and you go to those Indian restaurants, let's say, and they're like, "Oh, you can order this," and they go, "What level?" And then you're like, "Oh, I don't know. I could probably do a 3 or something." They're like, "Nah, I don't think you do 3." You know, it's just like.
So I've had it happen. I was at was Himalayan Heritage out in DC when we were out there for work one time, and I said I wanted the spicy curry, and I was like, spicy, and she just looks at me. Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's spicy. I'm like, yep, I want spicy. I told her, I was like, if I am still sweating a half hour after I'm done eating, I'll be a happy lady.
Wow.
And I was a happy lady because I got back to the hotel after we got done eating, and I was like, why am I so sweaty? And I was like, spicy curry.
That was good. And so you do have to. I mean, they are like, okay.
Are you sure?
I don't think, and I'm not being judgmental or stereotyping, but I don't think they have taste buds. I mean, like, do they just fry them off as young kids? Like after a while, like, because some of that stuff is spicy. I mean, it's no joke what they can handle.
It's super spicy, but they're really talented in making it that spicy, but still having good flavor with it.
That's true. Some is just...
Because like a lot of what we see with people just adding hot sauce to things, a good hot sauce should have good flavor and good heat, not just burn your face.
Yeah. I don't want to just eat heat.
Yes.
I want it to complement the dish and what it's on.
Exactly. It needs to have purpose. And with a good curry, it always has purpose.
Okay. And that's as deep as I'm going to go because you're professional here and I'm out of my league.
Retired professional.
Yeah. I make a mean hot dog. Most irrational fear?
Snakes.
Okay. There are none in the bus.
Thank goodness.
What's in your trunk right now? Well, we kind of touched on this.
All of the stuff I'm taking to each of the walks around the state because I just am not unloading it now that it's in there.
Yeah,
it just
for sure.
Stays.
Favorite month?
October.
Okay. And what is one thing you wish you enjoyed more?
That's a stumper.
Yeah. Because you can enjoy doing it, but I want to know if there's something that you do that you wish you enjoyed it even more.
So that's hard because I like you've seen how much I throw myself into things that are work related. I am just that much of a passionate person in my hobbies.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say like what could I get even more nerdy about? I don't know if there is anything because I am just like
there might not
all
be.
in. I am all in on the things that I do.
What you do. Okay.
Yep.
And what shoe do you put on first?
Left.
There you go.
It's always the left foot.
Yeah. See? A lot of people do.
So I'm gonna throw one back at you.
Yeah.
What order do the socks and shoes go on? Sock, sock, shoe, shoe. Sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
I'm not as concerned about my socks, and I'm not going to get that way. I'm already on the shoe kick, and I've already been doing that since I've been like 14 or 15.
Okay.
Like, it's always the left. If I start with the right, I'll go back to the left. I'll take it off, and I don't make that mistake very often anymore. The socks, I'm not going to get there because I'm like, mentally that's just draining. But usually it's sock, sock, shoe, shoe is usually what I'm doing. Some people do sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
Yeah, and I've never understood that. I'm like, but where do you keep your shoes that they're right next to your socks?
I take my socks and then I just walk to it. I'm usually carrying both around the house till I find a place to sit down and do it.
I have cats that chew shoelaces, so my shoes stay in the garage.
Okay.
So that they don't get chewed up, and then I put my socks on well before I get to the garage.
Okay.
So
we keep our livestock outside, so our cats are outside.
No, my girls are inside kitties only.
Okay. See, that's where we're different, but my kitties are very numerous. We have like 20.
I only have 2.
Mine are living their best life out there doing that for us. So that's awesome. Good job. See, that wasn't so bad.
It was exciting.
It was.
You made me think too, which is a good thing. Brain health in action.
That's what I'm doing. See how I'm doing that?
See?
Saving lives right here, one episode at a time. Well, kind of. But it's just kind of a fun thing for people to really think about, like, what are they doing and what's going on.
And then every time I go out and do a presentation, I challenge my audience. So I'm going to challenge your audience to do something every day that's good for their brain. Because that is so important. I mean, our brains are doing everything for us without us even having to think about it, right?
Yep.
You don't have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about blinking.
Whoop. Better think about
it. Just happens, right? And so this is our opportunity to show our brains a little love back. Say thank you for keeping us going, keep us moving. And it's never too early or too late.
Is it left here or right? It's right.
Right. Yep.
All right.
You're gonna take a my door.
My door. I haven't heard that. That's for people who are challenged with their left and their right.
Yes.
That's a good one. My door.
Back in college, it was a your door, my door situation.
Oh, I'm gonna remember that. Yeah. I'm gonna tell my kids that. My door, your door.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for this episode. Melanie, thank you so much. That was a pleasure. That was so much fun, and you made policy seem awesome. And political science, it just seemed awesome. So with that, we will say goodbye, but thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.